Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I've got a couple repurchase items. I got another liter of the L'Oreal Elvive Hyaluron and Plump 27-hour conditioner. They were sold out of the shampoo, which is okay because I typically go through conditioner, I typically go through conditioner faster than shampoo. But I got this guy because I use it kind of alternating with the Redken Blondage line, which is some of my absolute favorite shampoo and conditioner. It's a purple shampoo and a purple conditioner, and I really like to almost put it on my hair kind of sometimes slightly dry because I have the mask version as well, and I'll definitely use that on dry hair because I don't mind when it tints my hair purple. I like it. So Redken like raised their prices from like $40 a liter to $50 a liter overnight, so it's quite expensive. So I kind of like to put something in between to let my Redken last a little bit longer, and this is a really good conditioner. They originally sent me this line. There's a what is it, like a product you put on your hair in the shower after you shampoo, which is really nice as well. There's a leave-in conditioner and there's a shampoo and conditioner. I really like the whole line. I was really quite surprised when I used it how much I liked it and how nice it made my like frizzy, thin-stranded, thick hair. It was like really nice. So anyway, I got another one of these guys. I've gone through quite a few since I originally got it sent to me. I also got two of the Shea Moisture African Black Soap with oats aloe and vitamin E. This is my absolute favorite soap to not only wash my brushes, but also I use it every single day when I wash and wet my sponge to put on my foundation. And this is a soap that I have been using for a really, really long time. It does an amazing job at both cleaning brushes and also sponges. So I got two more of those. I also picked up another one of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. This is another product that I absolutely love and have been through several of. It's a 2.53 fluid ounce spray bottle, and the mist on this is so fine. I have dry skin, and this is one of very few mists that I can put on my skin that actually hydrates my skin. Like there's quite a few of them that I've tried that I spray on and it sits on top of the skin, but it doesn't actually take the tightness away of my skin from that dry feeling. Both this Watermelon Glow Mist does that, and also the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Veil Mist does the same thing. The Peach and Lily is a little bit lighter than the Glow Recipe, but lately I've really been reaching for this one for extra shot of hydration. So this is what's left of the one that I currently have in use. And when it gets just, I probably got a couple more uses before it'll start to kind of spit out a little bit larger because it's almost gone on my face. But otherwise the mist on this is so fine. I just really love the mister. I love the product in here. And again, I've been through several. So I got another one of those guys. And then I also got another one of the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powders in the shade Cherry Blossom Cake, which is the pink version. So my absolute favorite powder for setting the face. I've actually been using this shade, and I've got it on my face today as well to set my whole face. I really love Cupcake. You guys know that. I have been talking about, I think, at least every other video I've been talking about Huda Beauty powder. But this one here, I also take a full container of the Flower Nose Circus powder, which is discontinued from the Flower Nose range. I've been on the hunt to try to find something similar, but I haven't just yet. I like to mix a full jar of this product here, which is one of the most finely milled, undetectable setting powders I have ever used. And I like to mix it with a full container of each of these, and then I shake it up and mix it really well. And it just adds a little bit of pink and a little bit of brightness to the Flower Nose powder while still being very thin and undetectable. This powder by itself is also nice to set underneath the eyes, but when I compare it to something like the Flower Nose powder, it's just heavier. But that's because this Flower Nose powder is just so thin and so undetectable. So the combination of mixing these two is just like, it's just, what did they say? Chef's kiss. And so that's actually the combination that I have underneath my eyes, and it's mostly all the time the combination that I have underneath my eyes. So not only have I been enjoying using this shade to set my whole face, which is what's on today, but this is a product I've been using for a while to set with Flower Nose underneath my eyes. That's a long story. I also hit pan on the CoverGirl in Olay Simply Ageless foundation that I use for eyeshadow primer every single day. This has got an SPF of 28, which I love. I tap a little dollop of Josie Maran underneath my eyes as well, and then I've got this underneath my eyeshadow. So I've got SPF covering my whole face. Eyelids, under eyes, everything. I'm outside a lot. I do wear sunglasses when I'm out there, but I do just really like to have SPF covering my whole face. So I love the SPF in this product, but it's also really hydrating. I have got dry eyelids, and like a typical long wearing like eyeshadow primer, because I have those dry eyelids, it will like suck the moisture out of my lids, and then when I go to actually put eyeshadow on, I can't get it to stick. That's usually what happens with like a long wearing like shadow primer or whatever. I typically don't have any problems with this ever creasing on me either. It's got a nice hydration. It's got the SPF. You guys have heard me talk about it for a really long time. Anyway, I hit the pan on this one right here, so I re-upped on it and got another one. The shade 200 is the lightest one that they make, and the only place that I have found that you can buy that shade is in Walmart in the store. I've also used this underneath the eyes as a concealer as well, and I love it like that. It's a really, really thin formula. Again, it has that SPF. I would say it's a light buildable coverage, however. CoverGirl used to make this product in a concealer. They had correctors and concealers, and I loved that concealer, and they discontinued it. And now they sell it in like a squeeze tube in a different formula. It's just not the same. And I still wish that they would bring it back, because they still have this around. So again, that's the CoverGirl in Olay Simply Ageless Broad Spectrum SPF 28 foundation in 200 Fair Ivory. And then I saw this Wet n Wild eyeliner. It's the Mega Liner Liquid Liner in the shade Electric Purple. And I don't recollect this particular shade. I've dabbled with these liners before, and I've liked them okay. Mainly because of the felt tip applicator, which I'm just not like the biggest fan of a felt tip applicator. I can make them work, however, and when the shade is like such a pretty shade, I will deal with the applicator. So that's the case for this one. I've actually worn this for the past 2 days, and it is the purple liner that I have got on today. It does have that felt tip, again, liner, and I have to go back in the little well and shake it up to get it back on the applicator so I have enough product for my liner, which is oftentimes why I like a brush, because it holds more product as well. So again, this is in the shade Electric Purple. There's 0.12 fluid ounces of product, not a ton. Again, I have to keep going back in the well to get product on there. And it says liquid eyeliner, stays put, dries fast, which I do find that to be true. My eyes were watering pretty good yesterday, and I didn't have anything like smudged on my face or anything like that. So it's been pretty good. There's a little ball in there for you to shake it up. And then this is the shade. It's just a really pretty purple liner. So I'll kind of just leave that there for a minute and let it dry, and then talk about the mascara that I have got on, which is another, I believe, new shade. And this is in the L'Oreal Voluminous Original formulation, which this voluminous mascara from L'Oreal has been around for so long, but I hadn't seen the deep violet shade. And I do have the Telescopic Lift in the Galactic Purple, which I love. I love this mascara, but this particular shade, the Galactic Purple, it's drier. So it's a little bit like a thicker, drier formula in this purple shade. I haven't purchased another one to see if it was just like a one-off. But it's just, again, it's a little bit drier formula. So you kind of have to work with it a little more, but I do love the original formula of that Telescopic Lift. So anyway, this shade looked really pretty. So this is actually the mascara that I have got on my lashes, and I also put it on my false lashes as well. And I did swatch the Galactic Purple, which is on top, and then the L'Oreal Voluminous one in the Deep Violet, which is this one right here. So you can see the two together. You can kind of see the Wet n Wild drying down as well. And the Telescopic Lift is darker and it's more matte, and the Voluminous is a little bit lighter, and it's got like a, I would say like a pearl finish to it. Just a slight bit of a, again, a pearl to it. So it's got that original kind of standard wand there. And it's not my favorite formula. I have to put on like 3 coats to really get it, but this formula is a little bit more wet than the Telescopic Lift version. So I really like the combination of this mascara with that Wet n Wild. Again, I've worn it, I think, for the past 2 days, that combo. So I've got it on my lashes today as well. And then I also picked up 2 of the Maybelline lipsticks. These are in their Color Sensational range. These lipsticks from Maybelline have been around for a really long time. And I used to kind of collect the limited edition shades, and I've noticed that a lot of like drugstore brands haven't been doing those kind of limited edition collections that I've seen, at least. But I've seen these two shades and they're at least new to me shades. And this is a formulation that I absolutely love from the drugstore. They have this slight, I don't know, like lipsticky, Play-Doh-y type of a scent. So I know a lot of people don't like that. I would much prefer vanilla, but this scent doesn't bother me, and I really, really like the formula of this lipstick. I've always loved the formulation of these Maybelline Color Sensational lipsticks. So the one that I have got on my lips today, it's got such a pretty shine, right? You would think that I almost like had a gloss on. It's very hydrating feeling on the lips as well. Again, love this formula. So this is 450 Romantic Rose. It's got a slightly pink hued cap compared to the nude one. And it's a really pretty color. It reminds me of MAC's Cream Cup, but this is kind of more shiny. Actually, I'll grab Cream Cup and I will swatch it next to this one so you guys can see them. So that one is 450 Romantic Rose. And then I got 920 Nude Lust. And these are their cream formulation as well, because I believe they do different finishes. Cream formulas are typically my favorite, but this is just a really pretty nude. So actually, let me swatch MAC's Cream Cup with MAC's Creme de Nude so we can compare. Here is Cream Cup, which Cream Cup and Creme de Nude are some of my absolute favorite lipsticks ever. And then here's Creme de Nude right here. So similar, but not exact. I guess the MAC ones kind of appear to be just a dash lighter, but really good drugstore alternatives nonetheless. So the Maybelline lipsticks have 0.15 ounces or 4.2 grams, and they are made in the US of US and or imported ingredients, is what it says on the packaging there. I also bought two Morphe palettes. I got the third version. I don't know what the range of these palettes are called, but this particular one is a 9-pan and it's called Going Platinum. I'd hauled Gold Seeker and Rose to Fame. I don't know. I feel like it's been at least over a month ago, but I'll like try to hold all three up so you can see the color tones. But these are just really nice kind of one and done eyeshadow palettes. 10.1 grams or 0.35 ounces of product across 9 shades. And it says bulk formulated in Taiwan, pressed and assembled in China on the box. There's a little instructional sheet in there, which I never follow. That's a paper one. So this is a cardboard with a magnetic closure, and then here are your shades. And this is just a really pretty cool toned neutral palette. Very easy to wear, really pretty looks that come out of there. Nice array of mattes and shimmers. Gosh, my hands are like so dry when I go like this. I can just feel kind of the tightness. I was trimming horses yesterday. That's probably why, but the center shade in all three of these palettes is like a baked gelée formula. I just love a baked gelée, you guys know that. And then this last shade, which is a really, really deep blackened brown. So that is Going Platinum. So here are all three. You've got Going Platinum over here. This top one over here is Rose to Fame, and the bottom one right here is Gold Seeker. I also got the Morphe 35Y Aurascape Artistry palette. I just loved like the bright colors. It just was very summer inspired purchase. So this has got 40 grams or 1.41 ounces of product. This palette is also bulk formulated in Taiwan, pressed and assembled in China. And there are a few shades. It says, caution, pressed pigments not intended for use in the eye area. So there are some shades that are pressed pigments, but this is the box. This one also has kind of a guide sheet. It's a paper that comes inside of there. And then here is your packaging. It's the standard like lightweight kind of cardboard packaging. no mirror in there. And this is a one and done for me, but there are a ton of really pretty bright matte shades. So I've actually been enjoying pairing this with the new Odin's Eye singles. Just some absolutely stunning looks because those are so foiled and sparkly and like multi-dimensional. Not saying that these shimmers in here are bad or anything like that, but they're very standard. They're like a very standard shimmer kind of formula that's a little bit more tame compared to what I love to put on the lid. So I really have been enjoying pairing this palette, but it is a one and done for me if I would like it to be. There's tons of light, medium shades. I guess if anything, I would have preferred maybe a few more deep mattes, because this is kind of your deepest like burgundy, like maybe a deep navy or a really deep purple or something like that. But it's very summer-esque. Like I said, there's a little asterisk next to the shades that, and they do that not eye safe thing because there's some staining. I have worn some of those shades. There's a slight bit of pinkness, but I've definitely tried other shadows that stained a lot more than these ones, so it's not a big deal to me. So let's kind of, I probably can't fit all of these on my arm, but maybe we can do 2 rows and give it a whirl. Oh, I forgot to wipe those other ones off. Let's try this again. I gotta re-swatch them because when I wiped those off, I messed them up on my fingers, but. And then these next ones. Yeah, there are 35 shadows in this guy. Let's try to fit them all on my arm. Guys, we're gonna have to go kind of over here. This Periwinkle matte blue is really pretty. And then we're on the home stretch. And then these last 3. I was about to drop it, but oh my goodness. But is that not like a really pretty summer looking palette, right? So that again is the Morphe Aurascape 35Y right there. And that is everything that I got in that I purchased. I did get into lovely PR packages. This first one is from Urban Decay. And it's been a minute since I've gotten anything from Urban Decay, but they sent me over a shade of their new foundation. It came in this giant foundation looking box that mimics the tube for the foundation. So you've got the Face Bond foundation, the all-nighter long-lasting makeup setting spray, up to 16-hour wear temperature control technology, lightweight, which I know a lot of people love that. I use that sparingly because I can get some breakouts from like those long wearing like lock-in type of setting mists. And there's also this sponge to use with the foundation. It's got a nice like texture to it, although I haven't used it yet because I don't like to use two sponges to put on my makeup. In this corner, it's just gonna be a little bit harder to get concealer on the inner corner of my eye, but maybe if I squeeze it, maybe I could get in there. I should try it out. It's got the little Urban Decay on there. And then there's these little hair clips that came in the box. So their foundation, again, is called the Face Bond Waterproof Foundation, up to 24-hour wear plus 3% niacinamide, can't feel coverage. 1 fluid ounce or 30 milliliter bottle, and I got the shade 11 Light Cool. They call it a self-setting foundation, water, sweat, and humidity proof, smudge and transfer resistant. These are kind of some of the claims in the back there. Inside the leaflet you can see all of the shades and kind of those claims in the middle. It says now available at Sephora and Ulta. Here is the bottle, and it does say to shake well when you use it. And when I first like shook it up and stuff, like it kind of gushed out a little bit at the top. I have cleaned it up, and since that initial like gushing, I haven't had really an issue with it since then. And I've dabbled with this foundation. I have not used it consistently because there's a lot of silicone in it. It's a really, really thin formula. I can attest. So I wanted to see the waterproofness, right? But I didn't go like jump in the lake to try it out. But I thought when I would take my makeup off that evening just to get in the shower and let like water hit my face, right? And it stayed on there, and I even kind of went like this and it was still on there. And I do wear a substantial amount of SPF underneath in the Josie Maran SPF 47. So that's underneath this foundation, and it's still locked in pretty good. I do set the foundation with powder, however, because I do have a lot of SPF in the Josie Maran underneath it. I think if you put it on bare skin, you might be able to get away with it with powder, but I don't ever like skip my sunscreen, right? And it's nice. This color is quite interesting. It doesn't, to me, or at least on my skin tone, it doesn't have like a super pink undertone. It kind of, I don't want to say orange because orange sounds kind of scary, but on me it does kind of look a little orange. I'll swatch it next to the number 7 that I wear every day, which I do have that on today because I will be going outside after this and I'm in the sun a lot and I want that extra SPF. I think it would be nice if there was some SPF in there, and this will oxidize a little bit as well. So we'll put that on there, and then let me grab a little bit of the Protected Perfect in Cool Vanilla so you guys can see the shade that I have got on versus this shade. So here is number 7 Cool Vanilla right there. You can definitely see that matches me much better. It's got a much more cool undertone. I'm very pink, so when a foundation isn't actually like super cool, it really shows the undertone, like with like this one right here. So that one again is the Light Cool shade. It is a lightweight foundation. I do believe it to be long wear based off of the different ways that I have tested it. So if I'm not going to be outside a super ton, I might try it a little bit more, but you can kind of even feel on the back of the hand, and you can kind of see the difference in the hydration factor of these two products from the number 7 to that one. You can just see it's got the number 7's got more hydration in it. So it does have that long wear aspect in this guy right here. Not as hydrating as the number 7, no SPF. So I'm such an SPF person. I'll toy around with it a little bit more. I like to take products like this sometimes that have that self-setting and mix them with other foundations. Granted, the number 7 set with the Huda powder for me is really long wearing, but maybe I'll mix the two and see what kind of combination I come up with or something like that. But it's a very, very thin product. It's definitely long wearing. I think if you have oily skin, you might really, really like this guy. And a big thank you to Urban Decay for sending me over their latest foundation. And lastly, I got in a PR package from Alter Ego, who does like more affordable eyeshadow palettes based off of other versions. Typically, it's a kind of a dupe of a Natasha Denona palette. So they sent over a couple eyeshadow palettes, and they also sent over their eyeshadow base, which I liken this most to something like the Urban Decay Primer Potion. If I really hydrate my eyes and I know I'm going to be out in some serious heat, or like say I'm going to the fair and I really want my eyeshadow to last long and be vibrant through that heat and stuff, I will use a primer like this. I just have to really make sure that I hydrate my eyelids. So this is what the packaging looks like on there. and it's got a little bit of a fleshy tint to it. Yeah, it really reminds me of the Urban Decay Primer Potion. You can really feel some silicones in there with the slip. They also sent over 2 of their Alter Ego matte liquid lipsticks. These shades are both pretty dark for me, and I'm not a big liquid lipstick wearer, but these, it's an interesting formula. It's really, really thin and almost silky, so I thought for sure it was going to be like one of those drier lockdown types, but it still retains some slip. So there's definitely some silicones in there, but it's not like that silicone blur matte formula. It's more pigmented than something like that. So I'll swatch the 2 shades that they sent. Again, matte liquid lipstick, 0.18 fluid ounces of product, or 5.5 milliliters, and these guys are made in PRC is what it says on the box, and the shadow primer is also made in the PRC. So let's swatch the Euphoria shade right here. Nice packaging. So a lot of pigmentation, thin formula. That one is, again, Euphoria. And then the other shade is Vanity, which is like a brick red. I don't do a matte liquid lipstick that much, and these shades are much too dark for kind of a daily thing for me either, so I'll probably pass these on to somebody who's going to get some good use out of them. And then I have 5 of their eyeshadow palettes, and I've actually purchased eyeshadow palettes from the brand before. I've got, I think, 4 of them, and the formulation of them is really nice. I've never had any issues. Are they exact dupes of like Natasha Denona's formulas? No. Are the mattes and the creamy mattes similar? Yes, they are. I think probably the biggest difference in formulation is some of the sparkle that you get in the shimmers. I would say the shimmers are a little bit more basic. They're still very, very pretty, but they're just a little bit more tame in comparison to like something like a Natasha Denona palette. But they do really good, nice, affordable eyeshadow palettes. I'm actually wearing their newest eyeshadow palette on my eyes today, and that is this guy right here in Mystique, which I'll swatch their 2 newest ones, and then I want to show you the other 2, and then there's a 5th one that my mom took. So she was over here and she was looking at like my new makeup and stuff, which she likes to do, and she saw the Harmony palette and her like face just lit up, and so I said, just take it, you can have it. And she loves it. She's been wearing it like every single day for, I don't know, 2 weeks or something like that. But this is the box for the Harmony palette. It's like the burgundies and the pinks and those type of shades. I think it's a dupe of like the Natasha Denona Love palette or something like that, but I wanted to mention that because I don't have it because Mom has it. And then there's Dream Gaze, which is a newer one and the dupe for the Pastel palette. These have got 15 grams or 0.53 ounces of product across 15 shades, and these are made in the PRC. And they're also magnetized, which I love. So you can switch it up or pull a shade out or customize a palette or something like that. The Pastel palette, both this one and the Natasha Denona, I like them most when I pair them with other shadows because I like something really deep in the crease to push back my super hooded lid. So it's definitely a pairing palette. I wanted to show this one to you guys. And then Goddess has been around for a while. This is a dupe of the Gold, I believe. And these are really good dupes. The mattes are really pretty, everything. Again, the biggest difference to me is kind of the shimmer formula, but these are pretty as well. So let me swatch a couple of these shimmers so you can see that they do have some really pretty sparkle to them as well. And then we have got Wildwood, which is another newer one from them. I think it's the newer one before Mystique. And this one has got such a pretty color story, really pretty packaging. These are nice weighted cardboard with magnetic closures and mirrors in there as well. And I just love the color story of this one. I'll swatch out this whole palette and also Mystique for you guys. The top row are shimmers and the bottom 2 rows are all mattes. I think actually right now they are doing 25% off on their website. I got an email today. I almost forgot to mention that. And these are pretty nice palettes as well for a more affordable price tag. So 25% off right now, they're even more affordable. Isn't that a pretty color story? And then these last three. So that one right there is Wildwood. And then their newest release is the Mystique Pressed Powder Palette. Again, 15 grams, 0.53 ounces of product made in the PRC. And this is the palette that I've got on my eyes today. Love, absolutely love the way that it turned out, especially with that Wet n Wild liner and L'Oreal like purple mascara. It's just really, and the lipstick, the Maybelline lipstick, a bunch of like drugstore I just realized that. I think, yeah, primarily the whole video is drugstore or affordable makeup. Almost. So Mystique is a dupe of the Circo Loco palette from Natasha Denona. So let me actually, before I start swatching Mystique, just show them next to each other. There are a lot of similar colors. And I like Circo Loco, but I don't know, for maybe it was just the color combinations that I've used weren't maybe the exact as the ones that I've used like today. But I love this look more than one that I've done out of Circo Loco. I don't know why that is. So maybe maybe tomorrow I'll try to replicate the same look and use the coordinating shades that I used today from Mystique, and I'll use the Natasha Denona palette and see. Interesting. I should have did that today. I should have did one eye and one eye. I've seen some people do that. Anyway, let's get some swatches going here. Again, here's the packaging, really pretty. And then here are your shades. This is a one and done for me. I'm able to use a couple of these, like these two shimmers up here on the lid because they got a nice shine to them. So they're brightening enough. Yeah, mattes are pigmented, blend out really well. Very little fallout. Yeah, both the Circo Loco and this one, they're just unique color stories, which, like the look today is just quite interesting and pretty to me. These next ones. And then these last three. So that is the new Mystique palette. And it is very pretty. It's what I've got on my eyes today, and they are getting pretty good at the duping, right? And a huge thank you to Alter Ego for sending me over some of their products. And that's everything for the haul today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.